to see you here. Today we are going to discuss a topic that all students can relate to, especially on Thursday in math, PEs, EAs and PAs. Unfortunately, I have to mention that. So, before our very eyes, world moves at the speed of light. So the students, we rush to revise, to remember, to learn, and to meet every deadline. But in that race, something fragile is lost. What is this? The peace of mind. Exams were meant to measure knowledge, information, but they turn out to measure performance, confidence, and even our worth. And in that presentation, we don't only talk about marks. We talk about the hearts behind them, the undefined emotions, unfamiliar fears, and the encourage to face always these fears and pressure. And I want to introduce our agenda. So today we are going to enhance your information about what is exam stress, why does it happen, how does it affect our performance, how do students cope with it, and how can teachers can help, and how alternative methods can help to reduce exam stress, some techniques, some key takeaways, and even a little video and a short game for you to make the presentation interesting. So let's begin. I will pass the floor to Zehra.
Thank you, Frankie. Good morning, everyone. Let's start with a simple question. What's the exam stress? Exam stress is not always about feeling nervous before or during the exam. It's a complex mix of anxiety, pressure, and self-doubt that many students may experience before or during the exam. So sometimes students may think that it's an involuntary process, but in actual fact, it's not like that. We feel in actual fact, it's not like that. It has many underlying causes like our environment, our expectations, and even our habits. We often inherit certain tendencies or traits from our parents, but it doesn't mean that it's a hopelessness. Our attitude to adapt and to learn from experiences that can help us to manage our feelings. However, exam stress is not our enemy. It also can help us to get success and perform better. Now, Zia will talk about.
Yes. Hello everyone. Today I will talk about exam stress, why it happens, and how we can overcome with some alternative testing methods. Firstly, exam stress is something that almost every student faces. Now I will talk about some problems which it can cause. It's sleep deprivation, then fatigue, and it can even make us sometimes cranky because students want to get good grades, wants to prove their potential to their teachers, sometimes their classmates, and sometimes to their teachers. So it makes them feeling pressure and sometimes being under stress. So another underlying reason is fear. Our brain reacts to exam like something is dangerous. So we feel pressure before exam times. Even we have learned, revised all topics, but we feel pressure and we fail sometimes. So other students who feel pressure, it's because of they comparing themselves with other students. So it's also a big issue. So, but in actual fact, stress isn't always bad because it can motivate us. A little bit of stress can motivate us to revise all topics, learn, and studying pretty well for exam. But if it goes far beyond, so it's big problem because it can make us stressful and we can fail. So now Amir will talk about our next slide.
Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about how exam stress affect on your performance, my experience, and how solve this problem. First of all, every student in our school have stress before exams, and when we stress, we can focus and memory things that we learn. It's because of our brain release cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone that block our memory and concentration. It leads to we feel tired, we have no energy, and even panic during exams. I had this problem too, and I failed my exams regardless I studied 5-6 hours straight. Then I decided to approach teacher to ask advice or tips, and he told me about Pomodoro technique. It's a technique when you fully focus, study 25 minutes, then you take a break about 5 minutes. And firstly, when I take a break, I use my phone and I lose my focus and forget everything what I learned. Then I decided slightly change the strategy. I start to use meditation and breathe method. Firstly, you should close your eyes, sit down, and think about things that you learned. And take a breath in about 4 seconds, then hold about 7 seconds, and breathe out 8 seconds. It's really helpful strategy that helped me struggle with stress, and I'm also encouraging you to take this advice and use this strategy also. Then we'll continue.
Now we understand what exam stress is. Let's talk about how students cope with this pressure effectively. The first, most and important strategy is time management and planning. When we are planning something ahead, we maintain control over the workload, and it can help us to avoid accumulating too much at once, and it can also help us to focus on priorities. The second main strategy is breathing exercise and meditation. It helps us compose our body and mind. When we are taking small breaks to breathe deeply, it can help us to reset our energy for studying, and the small breaks are essential for study. The third is healthy lifestyle. It also helps us to study better and reduce our exam stress. Then getting enough sleep, eating nutritious healthy food, and exercise regularly can help to our brain to stay flexible. So balance is okay. The first one is talking to friends or counselors. When we are talking to our friends or counselors, we can figure out some problems and share our emotions with each other, and we can understand that what feels impossible is actually manageable. So exam stress is not your enemy. It also can help to perform better, test your limits, and discover your potential. Now,
So we'll talk about now how students can help. Sometimes a teacher's only single kind word can quite a storm in students' brain, because behind every smile there might be a silent battle, heart racing with anxiety, heads filled with self-doubts, but teachers has the potential to change that story, to put an end to that course. Teachers can encourage instead of criticizing, can explain to students that fails are not the end of their journey to success. It's just one step forward to it, and they can also offer support and understanding, not because it's written in their job description, because they truly care about students, and with the empathy of teachers, students they can instill the feeling of confidence into students' minds, who have doubt their confidence and their worth. And they can also create a positive environment, a space where everyone is equal, everyone is valued, is seen, and everyone do not hesitate to ask any question. In that kind of space, students don't have to burn the midnight oil to prove themselves. With that environment, learning becomes natural, even fascinating, because it's not forced or worked. And they can, most importantly, they can also provide relaxation activities before exams to let students reset, relax, and calm down, because sometimes student needs isn't only another worksheet or Q&A session or exam. They only need a moment to feel like human, to feel understood. And with concluding this slide, we can recognize that teachers can teach essays and formals, but most importantly, they demonstrate humanity. And with their act, the act of learning becomes not only memorizing facts, it becomes the act of healing. So I will pass the floor. Yeah.
Yes. Now I will talk about alternative testing methods. Yes. So, can alternative testing methods help us for less pressure and stress in exams? Yes, they can. Traditional exam methods are often focused on memorizing facts, what we call rote learning. But to be honest, it's not reliable testing methods always for examining students' real understanding. So with alternative testing methods such as projects, portfolios, and sometimes with group works and presentations, it's more better way to examine students' understanding with less pressure and stress for them, because it allows them to show their skills, to show their understanding, and etc. To sum up, exam stress comes because of less less confidence, less poor learning habits, but with support, with alternative testing methods, we can overcome with this and transform stress, pressure to motivation to learning. Thank you.
So we have a video that we asked you.
MacBook'tan çıxmır səs.
Describe exam stress in one word, please. Pressure. Thank you. Responsibility. Exhausting. Sleep deprivation. Thank you.
Torture,
Thank you.
depression,
Thank you.
suicide,
I tell them.
Thank you guys, thank you for attention and
You're kind.
But before ending, we will have a game. It won't take too much time. So we have also chocolate press here to make this interesting. Okay, we have a quote here that says, "When the clock starts to kick faster than you're thinking, every moment, every second becomes a mirror." So you will have 30 seconds to find the answer, like what does it really mean, and we'll choose the closest answer, and we will have the chocolate prize. So start thinking. When the clock starts to tick faster than you're thinking, every second becomes a mirror.
ChatGPT gör nə deyir?
When you're
Okay, let's hear your answer.
So
Let's hear Serta's answer.
It means whenever you start to like thinking about any exam or any kind of subject, if you if your thoughts keep racing with seconds of
Overthinking,
like,
people.
if your thought is more faster than the clock second, that's a mirror. Like your
Yeah, I will keep that answer. So
can we ask
just
some
one person
Bəs
to find the
dedim
closest.
nə ona?
Is that wrong? People.
I think it means that when you're studying and when you are having stress, you feel like the time is going too fast.
So our winner is Zerfa. So let me explain the quote. So when the clock starts to tick faster, like it's working against you, you start to panic. Not because you are not prepared or something, because the faster than you're thinking, and you start to question yourself. You start to see, not faced with the exam questions. You start seeing your doubts, your insecurities, even your low confidence, and every second becomes a mirror. Thank you.
Yola benziyor. So,
This is our reference.
yes. So,